Hello everyone and welcome to your Tuesday morning. My name is Jules Gill and I'm joined by the lovely Ash Millman, aka The Millman and The Gillman, and we are here together today to deliver some fresh, hot movie and TV news straight into your ear holes.
Not the earlobes.
Not the earlobes, as I previously said on a previous take. Today we're going to be talking about Face Off getting rebooted, Amazon and Netflix being told that they're not real film studios, and Margot Robbie turning from blonde bombshell in Barbie to a total shell end in Tank Girl.
Oh,
yes,
that was good.
I'm proud of that one.
I locked in for that one.
And you know what that means?
It's time to hit the jingle.
Here's the news delivered in a flash. Time for Jules and time for Ash.
Oh, we are back in the room. God, you really you gave it some today. Right, get back here, because we're going to be talking first off about Face Off. Now,
Yes.
This is possibly one of my favourite guilty pleasures.
The best film ever made, you mean?
It's a John Woo masterpiece starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage, in which basically they literally take their faces off, and then there's prisons with magnets, there's doves, there's kids getting shot on carousel rides, and Nicolas Cage going out of a plane like that, with his golden guns.
It's so good.
His name is Castor Troy.
It's because that's all I've got to say. Nothing. That's what I've got to say.
But speaking of from caster to casting, Paramount have said
You're on fire today.
I went to the gym this morning.
Sir.
I'm firing on at least 3 cylinders. Yes, they are. Paramount have said that they are rebooting this. They are doing a remake of it, which a lot of people reacting to that news in different ways.
It can't be done. It can't be done the same way that it was originally. Like, there's no director that's going to John Woo it up as much as John Woo is the thing.
You're totally right. It's at once like a quintessential piece of 90s cinema because it can't exist outside of that sphere.
Oh yeah.
But yet is also timeless.
Yeah.
It's so strange, that film. I could watch it at any time of any day. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Don't be writing it off just yet, because while there's not been anyone cast in the 2 roles, we have no idea who that'll be, and we'll do some fan casting for you in a minute. We've got Oren Uziel. Apologies if I've pronounced that name wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it. Even though you said that I should check out this website called Pronounce Names, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go with my gut. He's been given the nod as the writer. Neil Mortiz, has been given producing credits, and David Permew has been given executive producer.
Ooh.
Now, the last name is actually very interesting.
Yeah.
We'll go through the first though, because Uziel is a writer and he's known for the Cloverfield Paradox.
I know. That was such a roller coaster
I know,
emotion. I heard Cloverfield and was like, good.
And then no.
Paradox.
But 22 Drum Street as well. Not
Good.
21 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street, still a solid sequel though, plays with the formula, does well.
Then we've got Mortiz, who's known for The Fast and the Furious, as in the original one.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm
on board.
Out of Time and SWAT.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Those are 2 other. But the last name, David Permew.
Yeah.
He was the producer on the original Face Off.
Oh, that's good. That's good news at least.
The other 2, they're sort of like Billy Banter boys.
Yeah.
So you know you're going to get the silliness because Fast and the Furious. You've got Cloverfield Paradox, which means that they're going to try some sci-fi mumbo jumbo.
They're going to do something mental.
But you've got something to hold it together with the original producer. So, I mean, I'm hopeful, but only because of the fact that I know who should play the 2 lead roles.
I do as well.
Go on then, who do you?
John Travolta and Nicolas Cage.
That's what I said. That's literally what I've written down here.
Is it?
Literally, I've written it there. And I've said, these are my exact words, no, seriously, because Nick Cage will take any work and is borderline insane at the best of times. And Travolta, because he looks like he's made of plastic now.
Oh my God, exactly. I just
He
think
probably does have a face that comes off.
they're both still exactly the same sort of level as they were in the 90s, just a bit older, so they should literally do them again. Like, if they're gonna do this properly, if they're rebooting it, remaking it, starting all again, put them back in. There's no reason not to.
It should be Face Off 2, a race for first place. That's what it should be.
A race for first face, more like.
And what it is it's actually combining another terrible gimmick, which is they both don't have a face.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
But they're racing in a race car race for each other's faces.
Yes,
the
so
first prize is both faces. And you can choose.
Oh my God, they can like Professor Quirrell it up with it on the back as well.
Yep, so there we go. But also,
It's a nasty accident to lose both your faces.
But the problem is that it's probably not going to be them. So I've come up with the alternate, which is possibly superior. I don't know.
Okay, right, I'm listening.
Batista and Tom Cruise. Because I want to see Batista's giant tanned face on Tom Cruise's small body. There's two big for him, so it's got to be like stretched up and tied in a knot. And then Tom Cruise's tiny face with tons of muscle fibre around it.
That would be perfect. Maybe eat that or The Rock. I'd go for The Rock as well, because he's the sort of mad stuff that he would take as well. Ooh, censored.
Almost took us into the non-PG era there. Right, okay, so there we go. Face Off is getting a reboot. We don't know when it's going to come out, but that is... Paramount are taking that. So we'll move from Face Off to how are we going to get from there to your story?
So talking about Face Off, we're now moving on. That is the best I have got. Talking about a box office hit. This was a box office bomb back in the day.
There we go.
So this is about Tank Girl and Margot Robbie. Now, you hear those names and you think, perfect, she would actually be a good Tank Girl. At least I think that.
Yes.
Wonderful. But that isn't the news. That isn't the news. Dear watchers, the news is that her production company, Lucky Chap, has basically gotten the rights to it, and there's been a Tank Girl movie in development for some time.
A long time.
Yep, and they're going to basically take over it. So, the co-creator, Alan Martin, posted on Twitter, just heard that Margot Robbie's company have option rights from MGM to make a new Tank Girl movie, now several months into development. We haven't been contacted by any of the parties involved with the project, so not sure if there'll be any input from the original creators.
That's a bad move.
But what it could mean is that it's so, it's been in development for a long time. That doesn't mean anything's actually been happening with it.
True.
So it could just be out there, they've gotten the rights, and then they're going to bring these guys in later. Because they were very heavily involved with the 1995 movie.
Right, okay. Well, this is the problem. The 1995 movie starring Laurie Petty was a disaster.
It was something.
It put her off acting for so many years because of how badly it was received and how shooting was terrible doing it. But there were elements of it that were brilliant when they actually infused the comic book aspects into it, and they had animated little sections. If there was more bits like that...
Do you know why they had animated sections?
Why?
Because they forgot to film all of the big scenes.
Is that actually...
They forgot to film all of the big scenes, so they had to go back and animate them so that they were actually in the film. The best part of this, though, actually, let's have a little throwback. We're having a little tangent for the trivia, because I went on IMDb page and looked at the trivia. And apparently, there's a massive controversy between the filmmakers and the studio, because they really wanted a post-coital scene with Tank Girl and her boyfriend Booger.
Who's a kangaroo.
Who's a kangaroo.
Yeah.
And they had a 10-inch prosthetic penis attached to this kangaroo hybrid man that was shown in the film. That they then were desperate to cut out and basically pull back on because they're like, this is horrible.
I wonder why. I mean, this is the thing, right? At that point there, is that bestiality?
Well,
because that would be definitely illegal.
Yeah, but I don't know. Furries were impressed, but the basically. So we had Hewlett talking about it as well, who's the other creator, and he said Booger had a 10-inch prosthetic cock. A $5,000 cock.
I don't know the way you're saying that, man. You're putting a real hard K on that.
It looked brilliant. The whole scene was very romantic, but MGM took it out. Too bestial. We were going, it's innocent, like seeing your mum and dad in bed together. And then on the IMDb thing, someone's just put, MGM disagreed.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so you can hope for that in this new iteration. But yeah, basically, Tank Girl is post-apocalyptic, Australian, Mad Max, if he was Mad Maxine, which is my little quip that I wrote down.
I saw that.
But yeah, it's good fun. It's a cult classic. The film is ridiculous. And if they can capture that energy again and hopefully pull in the creators and do something juicy with it, it could be a really good move. Considering how poorly it was received at the time when the first one came out, it seems fair enough for them to have another bash at it.
Well, the comic book is so successful as well, or was so successful, and obviously the artwork that was on there went on to inspire the the Gorillaz band and stuff like that. The same artist worked on that. There's a real legacy of getting that style, that very distinctive style, into this film, and I really hope they get it, because at the end of the day, it's at once a really hard movie to make because there's just insanity everywhere, but also a really simple movie to make in the sense that you could literally just have things going absolutely mental and it would be fine. But there we go. Speaking of films not getting their proper due, good throw.
Yep.
We move on to our final news piece, which is actually just a bit of a serious one and a bit sad, really, because Netflix and Amazon movies have been banned from the Toronto International Film Festival at a certain screening venue because In yet another divide to create a distance between Netflix and Amazon films that they're putting out and the ones that are being released through traditional cinema, Cineplex, which is a Canadian giant, like a monopoly effectively, has said that it will not allow these films to be screened at their Scotiabank theatres during the Toronto International Film Festival. And the reason why is because Sarah Van Lang, who is a Cineplex rep, told The Hollywood Reporter the following. There are hundreds of fantastic film screenings as part of this year's festival, and with all those options, we asked that our screens feature titles from studios who understand and appreciate the importance of the theatrical release model.
Ooh, that's basically you're not allowed in our club.
Yeah, literally it's just saying like, because you didn't go through the same routes that we did and actually screen them in cinemas, we're not going to allow, even though sometimes the budgets of these Amazon and Netflix originals
are ridiculous.
They're like, they're not exceeding some of obviously the big budget ones, but they definitely qualify.
Some of
like
them are.
indie films, like they're exactly the same, especially films that are going to be shown at the independent circuit.
Yeah.
The budgets that are going into them surely would allow them to be in there. But it's just a snubbing. So what they've had to do is effectively just go over the road to a different place and get them screened. Like it's not stopped them from doing it. But then she also went on to state, we have a strong and long-standing partnership with TIFF and are proud of our role in creating memorable theatrical experiences for festival goers now and for years to come. It's basically like the death grips of a company just going like, we're worried about losing audiences to people watching at home.
You got to change with the times, baby. You got to adapt or die. Like that's what happens. You got to say, Netflix, Amazon, welcome to our lovely festival. Maybe you'll win some awards.
I don't understand why Cineplex, with the amount of money and the amount of reach that they've got, why they don't just go, if they hate streaming this much, get into the streaming game, like make your own sort of things.
Why don't you just kiss it?
Okay, yeah. But yes, some have gone on to speculate that this move comes from the Cineplex CEO, Ellis Jacob, who does sound like a Bond villain, he's a massive sponsor.
2 first names.
I know, you don't trust anyone with 2 first names.
No.
I can't think of anyone who actually... No, okay, well that's weird. He's a massive sponsor of the TIFF, but he's also been very, very outspoken in his hatred for screening platforms. So yeah, I mean, do you think that's fair?
No.
Do you think it's fair? Like, I feel like, especially when you've got celebrities that are working on these Netflix originals and Amazon original stuff, and you're just kind of like, well, why should they get shunned just because they decide to do that? I mean, I understand in a way you don't get TV movies allowed to be at these premiere, but streaming sites like this, they're not TV.
No, and they are putting stuff back into the film industry and working really hard to make like a new wave of cinema and filmmaking that everyone can access, which isn't TV movies. It's literally just a new way of approaching the medium. Like I just don't understand why they would cut it off unless they were scared of it and they know that it is the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't get it at all. Like, I mean, the only thing I can think of is just like, it's just cutting money out of their pockets, and literally that's they're taking a stance. It seems like a very elitist, but pointlessly elitist way of doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think about it down in the comments section below. Do you think that this is fair, or do you see that there is merit in doing this? I mean, I personally can't say that I enjoy spending upwards of 20 quid every time I want to go to the cinema just to sit in the cold and uncomfortable places. There's a few places that I absolutely love. Like, I'll support the Tyneside Cinema here in Newcastle. It's just a really nice building. But
yeah, also the cinema's good.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true.
Just the building's really nice.
It is a nice building as well. But yeah, anyway, let us know what you think about it down in the comments section below, and I hope that you have a fantastic day, whatever you get up to. You can go follow me at RetroJ0 over on Twitter, and you can follow Ash at
Ash Millman.
Hope you have a fantastic day, as I said before, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye!